Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we have a Marco versus Boa Hancock video for you. Again, trying to figure out if Marco can compete against some of the older decks. I think until the new starter deck set comes out, Marco does have a hard time establishing board presence. But let's see if he's able to compete with Boa Hancock's removal here. Starting off with an Ezo. I'm not too sure if I agree with Ezo turn 1 unless he doesn't have a 3-drop body. I think just drawing twice a turn is just so powerful to be able to nat draw, especially stuff that you cannot search. But my 2-Don turn, don't have anything to drop down, so I just pass. Swinging in 5 at lead, I give him a Kaya, and dropping down just a bunch of searchers this turn. First searcher gets him the 5-drop ace that cheats out a body. Second one gets him a Marco. And then the event searcher gets him the 9-drop Whitebeard here. So looks like he does have a good amount of top end to work with. And going into my 4-Don turn, I just swing 5 into lead here. I think I have a Jinbei play, which is really nice for us. Being able to develop 2 bodies on board is always super nice. But I do have a Jozu in hand. It kind of feels bad not to have a 1-drop to bounce with the Jozu. Maybe that's when I should have played down the Kaya, but I remember I think Kaya was my only counter, so I didn't want to drop down in life, so I decided to just bounce one of my 4 drops instead. But here, Chase looks like he's just going to use his leader ability. Swinging in 6 at life first, I believe. And I think that's the right play here before dropping down a body. And he does bounce a 2k back to my hand. I think he just didn't want to bounce the Jinbei. Just because bouncing a Jinbei feels really bad if I'm able to double develop again with it. So swinging in 2 5s at lead, gets countered, and then I just drop down the Jozu, bringing the Jinbei back to my hand in case I want to drop him next turn, and forcing his character back to his hand as well. I think Jozu's such a strong addition to Boa Hancock's deck, and I kinda wish that the starter decks would come out, because honestly the starter decks would buff both of these decks pretty hard. The new law coming out makes Boa really feel really good to use, just because it just makes her drawing way faster. So here Marco swinging in for 7. I decide to counter out here. I wanted to get low in card hand or hand size because I wanted to start drawing with the leader ability, because I had a lot of bricks in hand, so getting those out of my hand would be really nice. So I start off with a 5k swing at leader, and then I use the Sengoku. I'm trying to set up for another Jozu play or Boa Hancock, but yeah, just having a 1 cost or a 1-drop on my side is really nice, especially with the 10-drop Kaido as well. You can bounce your own searcher, and that's really really good for being able to just search out more threats in your deck. So here, looks like he starts off with a leader ability, reducing my Jozu down to 5,000. And then the Rayleigh comes out I assumed that he was going to KO my Jozu, but Lamb pointed out here it's better to just pop both of them because Boa does have the option to bring them both back, or like bounce the Sengoku back. But at this point, yeah, with 10 Dawn available and 4 life available, yeah, it's really good to just start dropping Kaidos. I almost bounced the Izo back to hand. That would have been a really big mistake, so I decided only to bounce the Rayleigh back to hand. And I think this is why Kaido's such a strong card still. I know that people are favoring the draw Kaido a lot more, but I do think the bounce Kaido has his place in this meta where a lot of decks are going to be dropping larger bodies. So here I think Chase is just deciding what to do with his Dawn. He has the leader ability. I think he has a Whitebeard and a Rayleigh in hand still, but I'm just not sure how effective Rayleigh is going to be. I do think Rayleigh is slightly better than Newgate here, just because he is able to reduce my Kaido down to 9k. But I think just playing a single Rayleigh doesn't feel good for him, so he decides to block her up. And with 4 Dawn left, he forces me to ditch 2 2Ks out of my hand. I decide to take the second 2K. I'm not sure, or the second 6K swing. I'm not sure if that was the right choice, but I felt really comfortable in my spot here, just because I did have the Gravity Blade. And then the Dofi, being able to rearrange the top cards of my deck, I'm able to also draw just more counter and set up for future turns. Yeah, so here, yeah, it looks like Marco is in a really bad spot here. It's kind of tough for him to really contest against 12 drops. This is why I think Marco really needs to run like Pudding and Red Rock, even though he's not a bottom deck leader. He is more manipulative of attack power, but just having access to Red Rock, stuff like Red Rock and Pudding, just guarantees that you're able to fight for your like hand and board without investing too many combo pieces or too much Dawn. And it really shows here, even though he got the Sanji out, it's still really hard for him to deal with the 10-drop Kaido here. So me having stacked my deck, I did know that the draw Kaido was coming out, and so I felt really safe here. Draw Kaido, being able to draw 4 more cards, drawing into 2 more Kaidos is just absolutely devastating for Chase here, just because I do have a bunch of counter to work with, and with 3 life up, there's just no way for him to break through here. So the Marco just staring down 2 Kaidos, and the blue Kaido now becoming 9, or coming back to 12k. Leader ability reducing him down to 10k. Still not sure if it's going to be enough, even if he clears out this Kaido here. So I think he's deciding what to do here. I think what he does is actually just attach all of his Dawn in order to crack into the Kaido here. Just making sure that he dies. 6k to lead gets countered out, and then the Riley swing also gets countered out. And at this point, just a 12 and 15 is enough to end the game there. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.